Good morning, guys. Today's topic is the network edge. It means the end devices. Let's see the definition. It defines those computers of network used at the end of the network. So it means suppose we have four computers which are connected to each other in order to share information to each other. Then all these four computers are called end devices. Now these computers are also known as host also. Host can be classified into two types. First is client and second is server. Okay. A client refers to the computer system that requests servers for the completion of a task, and server refers to the computer system that receive the request from the client and process them, and after the completion of a task it send a reply to the client. Let's take an example. If one device is requesting other device to get some data, then the device which is asking for data is client and the device which is providing the data is known as server. Now there are various design models for this system, okay, that are peer-to-peer and client server. First, let's talk about client server model. In client server model, many clients are requesting a server for completion of task. So here two separate devices are available, that are client and server. All the clients request a server for a task. That request is handled by a server. Server completes the task and sends the response to the clients. Here files and resources are centralized. It means server will hold it and provide it to the clients. So here every computer requests to a common server to get the data. So this is the figure of it. Here one server is available and four are the clients. These four clients are requesting a server for a completion of a task. Server will complete this task and it will respond to these clients. So let's see the advantages of this model. The first is the server system holds the shared files. As we said here, it has a centralized data. Second, the server system can be scheduled to take file backup automatically. It means we can set the server to automatically backup after every 15 days or every 7 days. We can schedule it for a backup. Then network access is provided only to authorized users through user security at the server. Here the access management is also possible. Only authorized users will get the access of the data. Now let's see disadvantages. So first is the implementation of the network is quite expensive. As we said that it is a centralized, it has a user security, so of course it is expensive. Then an NOS is essential. NOS means network operating system. Now network operating system gives the capabilities to server to manage data, manage users, security and other networking functions. So it is required for client server model. Now if server fails, the entire network crashes. As we said that here only one server is provided to access the data. So in that, if it crashes, then entire system would become useless. Now fourth, there may be congestion if more than one client requests for a service at the same time. Now congestion means overflow of traffic. If too many requests will come to the server, then it may possible that some of them can be rejected or terminated for instance of time. Okay. Now let's see peer-to-peer model. Now in the client server model, we had two separate devices, client and server, but here that is not the case. It means here clients and server are not separately allocated. A group of computers are connected so that they can share the information and resources. It means suppose we have 5 computers and they are connected with each other. Now suppose computer 1 wants some data from computer 3. Then in this case computer 1 will act as client and computer 3 will act as server, as it is providing service to computer 1. So there is no centralized location or database. Every computer has some data that can be needed to other computers. It means if one computer needs some data, then it must know that which computer has the data that it wants, as there is no centralized location for data. So this is a figure of peer-to-peer. Here all the computers are equally available for requesting and providing the service. So it is called as a peer. If one computer acts as a client, then other computer which is providing the service will act as a server. Now let's see the advantages of peer-to-peer model. Now advantages are really simple, so you will automatically understand it. I just need to read it out. The first is it is easy to set up. Then second, there is no need of any server, as each peer acts as both server and client. The next is the network implementation is quite cheap. There is no centralized location, there is not user security. So yeah, ultimately it is a cheap. The resources of a peer can be shared with other peers very easily in the network. Now let's see disadvantages. So the speed of the network decreases due to heavy usage. Then it is not easy to keep track of information on each computer. As we said, if computer 1 needs some data, then it must know that which computer has the data that it wants. Then third, there is no central backup of files and folders, as there are many devices and they have all their own storage device. So it is not possible to manage backup for it. Okay. The next is network and data security are weak. Okay. So these are the disadvantages of peer-to-peer model. So these are the main two model, client-server model and peer-to-peer model. Both of them are used widely for the requirements. So that is all for today's lecture. In the next lecture, we will talk about topologies. Thank you so much guys for watching this video. Have a nice day guys.